Hey guys, this is Ryan with Ethereal Metal. Get ready to ride the storm. Kett of Shiraz Lane joins us today to talk about In Vertigo, their daring new album. It's going to be dropping on Friday, October 24th via Frontiers Music. We're going to be going behind the scenes of the songs, the sound, and the high-octane energy that makes Shiraz Lane impossible to ignore. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat today. How you doing?
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, brother.
Awesome. So before we get started, I always like to start with like a fun icebreaker question. Imagine Shiraz Lane is stuck in a remote Finnish cabin with only room for 2 people in the sauna. Who do you think would claim a spot first, and who would try to sneak in, and who would be forced to pace, plot, or wait like a true strategist outside?
Well, I would definitely be the first in,
Nice.
and I'm pretty sure, as we all love the sauna, I think it would be me and Joel, to be honest.
Cool.
And yeah, because we really, really love the sauna, and the hotter it is, the better it is.
Of course.
Because
Of
usually
course.
in Finnish saunas, we throw water on the rocks. But
Yep.
for some reason, in many countries, you're not supposed to do that, and that's just stupid. That's not the way it's done.
No, you got to
You
do it. It makes
need
it
water
hotter,
on
I
the
think.
stones.
Yep.
So when we're enjoying the sauna together, we always have our competitions and to see who can be there last. And it's usually me or then it's Joel.
Very
So
cool. Nice. You guys are
gotta
the
go with
last 2
that.
standing.
Yes.
Very cool. In Vertigo feels like a whirlwind of emotions and energy. When performing these songs or when recording these songs, how do you balance the intensity with the subtlety in your vocals?
Well, first of all, the way we wrote this whole album, most of it's written by me, Miki, and Yanni. So me and our 2 guitar players.
Yep.
We started writing the songs in 2023, I think, at the beginning of the year, just because we felt like nothing was going on. So we felt like we wanted to hang out either ways, and we might as well, hang out and write some music together. And once we realized that this is actually the way for us to work, we get so much more done. Within 1 to 3 sessions, we have a song ready, and we ended up writing 30 demos and producing them ourselves, from which we had to pick then 10 songs.
Yeah.
So the fun thing about this album is that because we did it this way, we're actually able, in a completely different way, to concentrate on all the different aspects of the songs,
Cool.
arrangements, but also for all the melodies to be the thing in the middle, and everything else surrounds the melodies. So that's why we're able, and I was able to sing in a different way, combining new things there that I want. So there's lots of falsetto and lots
Yeah.
more dynamics than before. And I think, as you can hear on the album, lots of emotion with these different kind of songs. So it was a fun journey.
Awesome. That's cool. And so at home in Finland, the landscapes, a lot of seasonal shifts, they feel very cinematic. How do these surroundings inspire your singing or songwriting, especially on this new album?
Well, of course they do. The truth of, as you know, most likely is that for like 6 months, it's quite dark
Yeah.
here. Our
Yeah.
summers are very short yet exquisite. Right now, we're enjoying the autumn. So for the time being, we have all these different colors, and the leaves are still up, but within a week they're down, and then everything looks like a cemetery for the next months to come.
Yeah.
Combine that
Yeah.
with the darkness that arrives because of winter. It can be quite harsh. That's the honest truth of it. But as we're speaking emotions, and we're speaking Shiraz Lane, if you've listened to our songs before, gone through our albums, there's always lots of emotions there. So within one song, it might be quite uplifting and happy, but there's also the melancholic side.
Of course.
And I think that's
Yeah.
just something that's in our DNA. It's just deep within us. And so it must be the weather, it must be the blood that's pumping in our veins, but
Yeah.
we like to combine those things. And for me, I'm a Swedish speaking Finn, so my mother tongue is actually Swedish, so I'm part
Yeah.
Swedish.
Exactly. Yep.
Which then I think brings lots of happiness also into the songs. And I'm always very hopeful. I try to be, because the life that I've lived, I've gone through lots of things, and I express them with our songs in the lyrics, which we write with Miki. It's beautiful.
Very cool. That's awesome.
Mhm. Yeah.
Speaking about your vocals, I know that you said that you're trying some new things vocally. Your voice can soar with power, but also deliver intimate vulnerability. How do you decide which approach a song needs?
Well, it all starts with which kind of song, and I call painting, which kind of song we're painting, because I see music as colors, different shapes, and as when we are choosing which colors to use in our painting, if we have an instrumental, I already feel which kind of emotion I'm going for. And
Yeah.
so within the song, sometimes all it needs is just raw energy, but most of the time when you have the dynamics within the vocals, within the words, even you can go from something very raw and hard gripping to very soft and vulnerable. It's just a thing of those. I just love singing and I love music, and
Yeah.
as we're
Yeah.
writing it, it's literally kind of like perhaps not reading my diary, but reading the diary of my soul, because within those songs, I'm able to express the way I feel in whichever theme that we're working with. And it's just a very cool and beautiful thing. I really, really got to enjoy this while writing this album because I was able to deliver so much more within the demo sessions. And then as we took it forward to the pre-production and then the proper recordings, it's just everything just took next level step by step. It's very important
Awesome.
to have
Cool.
dynamics within vocals, especially in this modern day and age, because a band is as good as it is live. There's
Yeah.
so many tricks that you can do in the studio, but I don't want to. I don't have to. I don't want to use those tricks because I have to because I'm not good enough. I take pride in my voice and I want to keep on improving. There are of course lots of incredible singers all around the world, and I just feel like when my time comes, I want to be on that top list, the top tier list with legendary singers that created a huge amount of music that people can enjoy for all the hundreds of years to come.
That's awesome, man. Cool. And I wanted to mention also, so you were talking about having all those demos,
Mhm.
and you cut it down to those 10 songs. How difficult was that decision? And what are some of those songs that you feel like um, could have potentially made it on the album but didn't?
Well, as I said, yeah, 30 songs. One could say that it's hard to choose, and at some points, of course, it was quite hard. But while we were writing the songs, we just started realizing, okay, this definitely fits the album, and step by step, we were able to understand what the album is going to be like,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because for us, it's very important to have dynamics within the album. And by dynamics, I mean a range of emotions.
Yep.
We have to have something that, for me at least, it's kind of like in 10 songs, you go through different emotions that we all go through in our lives. And for whichever situation you're in, you can listen to one of the songs from the album. It's going to fit the way you feel perfectly. And so there are lots of great songs that we left out because they just didn't fit what we were going for. And of course, it's always great to have a backlog later on because we got some great songs that we just didn't feel like, no, it's not the song is not good enough, but it doesn't fit the vibe we're going for. And now we have the backlog. We have lots of songs that we can go back
Yeah.
to when it comes the time for the next album. Perhaps there's some space for them there.
Cool. Cool. And I wanted to mention also, so I noticed that you're working again with Par Altum.
Mhm.
And how did his guidance shape the vocal performances and the emotional pacing on In Vertigo?
Well, I gotta give it to him because when once we started working with him during our second album, Carnival Days,
Yep.
that's where we and I'm talking about the group, but especially us, the songwriters, we really grew from the experience because we realized what it's like to work with a proper producer.
Yeah.
And all those things that we learned back then, we've taken then forward to these different parts of our career. So Vibrations Part 1, we still worked with him. It was a fun experience. Then we decided, because of the whole COVID restrictions, we weren't able to work with him. So we wrote our third album and recorded it, most of it live here in Finland
Yeah.
with a different guy. It was a fun experience as well. But when we started writing these songs and just concentrating on the songwriting from the scratch, as in we got to the studio with Miki and Yanni, we hang out, we started writing songs, and using all those things that we've learned so far, we started creating art that we felt is great. And we also took into consideration all these different things that we've learned from Pat throughout the years. And of course, other people as well, but especially from Pat. And when we started working with him, when we had our first demo session, he actually mentioned that he doesn't know if there's anything he can do on this because they sound great. The vision is there, the production is there,
Nice.
sound wise and
Yeah,
all wise. But I told him that, no, we know, we feel the songs are amazing, but we still want to work with him so that he can take our vision and make it a reality in a way that he does. Because when we hang out together, he's just one of the guys, and we have the best conversations because he likes to nerd out on small things. Like, let's say I record something, I can ask him that, I feel like this breath here was a bit too short. Do you agree? And we can talk about these micro things within one sentence, and then we can have a long discussion of it, and then we find the best direction, the best way to do that.
that's cool. That's awesome.
And this
Yeah,
this time around, I felt we were completely differently prepared. I was prepared. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I knew that once we get there, when we have the capabilities to record beautiful things together, because I can just shoot him ideas. Okay, on this I have a 3-part harmony in mind, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna double it. Then we're gonna do some octaves here and there. Let's do this, and then we start working. And then when we have the package ready, we can then think about, look at it like, okay, what do we want more? Okay, we need one more harmony here, and then we can just do this
that's
in
awesome.
a completely
That's cool.
different way than before. So this time around, you can definitely hear the years of experience within us as musicians and songwriters, and as me as a singer as well, because we were so aligned when it comes to production. And then once we're done with all the recordings, that's when the magic then happens with Pat, because then he can find some beautiful different sounds here and there to create the soundscape.
Very
So
cool.
it was just an amazing experience once again to work with him, and I'm really excited for what's to come.
Very cool. Awesome. So I wanted to chat about songs like Dangerous and Plastic Heart, Razor Sharp
Mhm.
Hooks. How do you ensure the vocals hit both emotionally and energetically in these high octane tracks?
When you record them, you just have to be in the right state of mind. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Because the cool thing about music is that through music, I'm able to, well, immortalize myself pretty much, because what you hear there is where my soul and heart was at the point where we recorded it. So when my time comes, as I said, I'm still going to be there in form of music. So it's just a matter of finding the right place, and also that's where you look at the whole, I think, the mental aspects of being a singer and also a songwriter. You have to be in tune with something that many others perhaps aren't, because the way I feel it, where do ideas come from? They come from somewhere, and
yeah, yeah.
we are the voices, and we are the musicians for those ideas. Where do they come from? No one has the answer for that, and I'm just lucky that I'm able to sit here in my rehearsal space and talking to you about these things,
That's awesome.
because
Yeah,
music is life. It's like breathing to me, and it's a crucial thing for my well-being. And well, I think music is a crucial for the well-being of everyone around us, because once we're born, we usually we start by breathing the right way. Most of us have some form of rhythmics within us, and as you're growing up, you're pretty much singing throughout life. At some point, many lose it, unfortunately. But yeah, where does it come from? I don't know. It's
yeah,
very important just to be able to appreciate the fact that you get to do what you do.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Music for me has always had a like this deep, deep, like I guess you could almost say like catharsis.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah. Ever since I was young, I got into playing music, keys, guitar. I play a little bit of trumpet, um, and so not just the listening aspect, but the taking part aspect as well. It
Hmm.
kind of, yeah, like you were saying, it kind of, it's almost natural.
It is.
Yeah,
No, it's. I think it's ingrained within our DNA, because I don't know if there's anything cooler than the fact that if you're somewhere, you're playing your songs, and then you have, let's say, hundreds of thousands of people singing along with you.
Yeah, yeah,
It's spiritual. And it's just something that the energy that you create within that space in time is just something so amazing and beautiful. It's
awesome, cool.
yeah, it's crucial.
No, it is absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah, um, genre crossovers and unexpected arrangements are really bold on this new record. Were there moments where you have questioned um, a vocal choice or style, only to have it end up defining the track?
Not really. It would be easy to say yes, but not really. Everything that we did with this album, well, as I said, it started in here in Finland, in the studio where we were working on these songs. And because at the end of the day, you write songs for yourself, man.
Yeah,
If you write something and record something that you love, honestly love yourself, then there will always be, the listeners will always find it. And we've been blessed enough to have quite a long career, to be so young. So I'm 32, but for 15 years I've been doing this. So half of my life I've been doing this
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much. And as we've been writing in Finland and around the world, we've slowly but surely created a following of sorts. And we just know that when this album is released, we're gonna find that lots of our fans will love it. Some will, of course, think the first album is better because it's more sleaze and 80s. Uh, but then also through this album, I know for a fact in my heart that there will be so many people that find us, and for them, this album will be the first album they've ever heard from us, and it will define their love for Shiraz Lane. And then they will take a look at our backlog, the other albums, but they will
Exactly.
always come back to
Yeah,
this one because this is the one that started it all for them. And I know, at least for me, that's the way it's been with several different bands. I find some album that some band releases, and that's the album for me. And then they have lots of other cool songs on the other albums as well. But this certain album is the one for me always.
you keep coming back to that. Yep.
Yeah, I keep coming back to that because it's something, you have an emotional connection with those songs and the album. And yeah, man, it's yeah,
That's awesome.
ugh, it's great to. I'm just so pumped and just so grateful that I'm here doing what I do.
Yeah.
Literally today, as we had rehearsals, it was my second rehearsal that we had ever since I got really sick with pneumonia, and I went to
Oh
the
goodness.
hospital. And yeah, I was pretty much gone for 2 months and getting better. Then I started like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. I started singing at home, doing my vocal exercises that I've created for myself because I'm also a vocal coach, so I teach things. So
Yeah.
now I've been doing those myself, and now that I was able, we had our second rehearsals. The happy thing is, as I knew it would be, the sound is still the same. The endurance is, of course, not the same. If you don't sing for 2 months, your muscles atrophy. So
Yeah.
it's not quite
Yeah.
the same, but the sound is the same, and that's the most important part. Because stamina and endurance, that's something you can teach yourself. But if you destroy your sound because of some things you do, or if because of diseases or other things, that's something you can't really fight against. So
Yeah.
yeah, feeling blessed.
Well, I'm really glad to see that you're feeling better, man.
Yeah,
Pneumonia is not something to joke around with. It's very,
no,
very
yeah,
debilitating. Yeah.
yeah, it was tough. It was tough, and I had to go with it. Unfortunately, we had to cancel some shows, and that was the first time in our career's history that we really had to cancel shows, which was unfortunate. We had some shows in Spain. We had a huge festival in Spain, and another festival in Norway that we had to cancel,
Oh
unfortunately.
wow.
But at
Yeah.
least we're going to Spain this year. We're playing the Lion Rock Festival there
Right. Okay. That's good.
very soon, so I'm happy for that. But still, cancellations. It hit me hard, but at the same time, I was lying in a hospital bed. So what can I do, man?
Yeah. Yeah. Just
So
help and get better.
yeah, I just did what I knew I could do to improve myself, and I took the time that I needed, and that's the most important part. Because in my previous life, I've always, just went ahead either ways. I played lots of shows sick, and I was trying to do that now as well. But I gotta say I'm grateful that I got so sick, because otherwise, if I did this now, I could have gotten ill in a different way later on.
Yeah.
Because if you've got pneumonia and if you strain yourself, you can actually risk yourself for some heart conditions.
Yep.
So potentially, I saved myself from that. There's enough heartbreak that I've had in my life before. I don't want to scar my heart for life.
You don't need to physically scar it as well.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
need to do that.
definitely. No, that's great that you're feeling better, man. I'm happy to hear
Yeah,
that.
man.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Shiraz Lane live shows are cinematic experiences. At least from the videos I've seen. Unfortunately, I've never seen you guys live. Are there songs from this album that surprise you when performing them live versus in the studio?
We'll see. I
Yeah.
mean, first of all, you haven't seen us yet. Yet is the word.
Oh, all right. Little hint. Okay.
But we'll have to see. We've been playing some songs live now. We played most of all the singles. So we played Dangerous, Plastic Heart,
Plastic Heart.
Bullshit
Yep.
live. Those three we played live already, and you can definitely see the crowd digging them in a
Awesome.
very special way.
Very cool.
And now, as we are going to play our album release party, we're going to add some other ones, of course, from the album as well. But we have a positive problem. That positive problem being that as we've got quite of a catalog already, we can't, of course, leave out those favorite hits that our fans have. So we're not able to
Of course.
play the whole album plus play all these other songs. Otherwise, it would be a 3-hour show. And as long as we're playing clubs, let's not do 3 hours. We've done, I think, 2 hour 45 minutes back in the day, and that was cool. But after 2 hours, you see some people yawning because it's late into the night already. We don't want to do that. But once we're on bigger venues, when we also have the capabilities to create, like you said, a cinematic experience using the screens, using the lighting, using all these different things within the show in a different way, then perhaps we're going to be able to create some bigger things. But we're going to have to work towards that goal. It's not going to happen, not
Nice.
just yet. But our shows are, as I would describe them, we take lots of time to think about how the set list is structured.
Yeah, for sure.
And we have live arrangements, obviously, because I think all the bands should have live arrangements as well. So not just play the studio album the way it sounds in the studio, but do other cool things as well to keep it interesting. And combine that then with the fact that we have our friend as our light engineer, we're able to also create this, as you said, cinematic experiences.
For sure.
And we try to give the people something special because they pay their hard-earned money to come to our shows.
Yeah.
And once they leave our shows, I want them to feel plethora of different emotions, and I want them to be happy, but also in some cases I want them to feel like they've been able to let go of some emotions that they weren't able to do without coming to our shows. Because as I said, I feel like it's a spiritual experience, being there on stage in front of a crowd, friends, family. It's such a humbling experience at the same time, for the fact that people have come there and they want to be there to be a part of something bigger.
Right.
It's surreal, and I just love doing this so much.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's really cool to see the effect that music can have on people in different ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so speaking of that, your tours have spanned, multiple continents.
Mm-hmm.
How do you maintain vocal and emotional consistency while performing the same songs but in very different cultural contexts?
Great question. Nice. And well, first of all, the way I feel as a singer, and I'm just talking about myself. I think this has been the case always, but even more now, because pretty much everything is recorded all the time.
Yeah.
You have to take care of yourself. So you have to look at yourself as a vocal athlete. So you have to take the necessary steps towards being able to deliver every single night.
Yeah, exactly.
And it gets harder and harder. If you play 7 shows in a row, you have to be able to hit those high notes. You have to be able to do everything that you can that's humanly possible and accessible for you to deliver. Because
exactly. Yeah.
Of course, sometimes people follow us around. Well, a lot of the time, but at the same time, there's lots of new people there, and they deserve to have the best show of their lives. And emotionally, I think it's kind of like recharging, because once you see these different faces and places, different venues, different countries, uh, you just always have to be able to get back into a state where you were while you were recording and writing that song. So it's nothing new for me to feel tears falling from my eyes during shows when
Yeah. Yeah.
when I speak about something or someone or sing some song, because that's what some people are doing in the crowd as well, and we're doing it together. It's complete and it's honest, it's raw, real emotion. So that comes very naturally. But
Yeah. Awesome.
to be able to perform as good as possible every single day, you have to really take into consideration different aspects of your life and different aspects of how you can, improve sleep and recovery.
Yeah.
What's your diet like? You can't have too much of this, too much of that. You have to know how your body works and work within those parameters to feel as good as possible. And that's,
Yeah.
of course, that's so much easier said than done. Sometimes it's just you're not able to do those things that you're supposed to do. What I can
Right.
always do
Yeah.
is my breathing exercises. I can always try to improve upon my sleep, but you know that it is what it is, and it's up to you then to find the different solutions in different situations. I call it problem solving. You need to be able, you need to have a bag of tricks where you can pull out whichever thing you need for whichever situation, because sometimes you are extremely tired,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you just feel like you can't go on. But at the end of the day, singing and performing, that's why we're here. It's just something that's, I feel like that comes very natural for me, and of course for the guys as well. And that started when way back in the day when I sang in the mic for the first time, because that happened, what, 16 years ago at school. And once
Hmm.
I sang in a mic for the first time, I knew this is the what I'm going to be doing the rest of my life, and everything fell into place. Then I told Anna, our drummer, my best friend, since we were 7 years old. I told him I sang in school, and then the next summer we decided to start the band. So this is
Nice.
just the way it goes. Yeah, this is the way it goes, and we're still
Yep.
here. Gonna
That's awesome.
keep on
Very, very
keep on
cool.
keeping on.
That's it. Keep on keeping on. Yep. From your early EP all the way up to now, what's one lesson as a vocalist that still surprises you, either in the studio or on stage?
One lesson. Um, every day is different, and as I said, you need you need to have the bag of tricks. Every day is different. Some days it's easier, some days it's not. But you need to find whatever works.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so to find one certain thing, I gotta go with something that has nothing to do with like physically singing, but it's all a mental game. It's all a mental game. So you got to be proud about what you do, and you got to be sure that you're able to be proud of what you do. So
Yeah. Yeah.
if you do stupid shit and ruin things, you can't be proud of that. But it's all a mental game. You got to think of yourself as, what's the word that I would use in this occasion. I remember this one tour we did. It was our first European tour. We For 7 weeks we were opening up for Lordi, a
Okay.
Finnish like
Cool.
monster metal band.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was, of course, it was surreal. Our first huge tour and the first tour, um, international tour ever. And we slept in a van, literally. So it was like a van with, I think it had 4 beds. So most of us, we didn't have bed at all. For the last 2 weeks, we didn't have heating because our car was from Germany, and we went to the UK. So it was it was really cold. It was winter already, and we had all our clothes on and sweaty after the show. Put all your clothes on, try to go get some sleep.
Yeah.
And during this time, our driver, he told me, he was a special character. He's legendary within the Finnish music scape, I'd say. But I'm not going to mention his name. But he told me that be the best version of yourself possible every single night.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, when you hit that stage, just know that you're the only one that's supposed to be on that stage at that moment, and you're the only one that can do what you do.
Oh
So
wow.
that was his way. I make it sound poetic. He said it different way, but it was his way of saying that, Hannes, you got this. Go on there and do what you do best. No one can do it like you because you're here, and this is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So that
No, that's
that's
awesome.
that's
Cool.
that's the key lesson that I learned throughout all my years. And then if we had so much more time, I could go into exercises. We can do another interview for just vocals later on. But yeah,
Nice.
that's number one. And I think that goes just in general. I think everyone, and once again, it's easier to say it than do it. But maybe you've realized that most of us, we live in a state of quiet desperation
Mm,
because many people, and including myself at times as well, I catch myself doing this. So we live our lives in a way where we behave in a way that we think is acceptable by the other people around us. So instead of just
yes.
being
Yeah.
yourself, you start thinking about what does this person or this person or this third person think about me, and then you switch and change the way you behave, and then it becomes a character. And I think Jim Carrey said this the best. He's probably my favorite actor ever. And so
Nice.
he said that depression is just a form of yourself saying that he's tired of playing the character that you're playing. So that's why you
Okay.
start feeling these emotions. And as I've gone through these emotions, roughly back in the days, that was definitely something that helped me as I realized that okay, perhaps I'm not living the way I feel I should live. And as I changed my ways in some things, I started feeling better slowly. And of
Yeah.
course, all these emotions I've used in the songs previously and also now. So uh, it's been fun growing up, let's say,
Right.
because as they say, with age comes wisdom, and I
Yeah.
feel that's a great way to put it. And there's a difference between being wise and being smart. I can't
100%
say that I'm
agree.
smart all the time.
100% agree with that, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. So my last final two questions, they can kind of go together,
Yeah.
really. If you could create a completely experimental Shiraz Lane song, something that fans would never expect, what would it sound like? And how would you challenge yourself vocally?
Well, as that's kind of a broad question by itself because there are so many things that would be cool to do. It all depends on, let's say, budget wise. So if we could, I could see myself and us writing a song that's one song, the whole album. And within the whole song, we could go through a theme of life in itself, which come and with that comes birth, all the things in between, and death, and the life after.
Okay.
So that's something I definitely feel would be a cool concept, and perhaps I'll be able to do it someday.
Nice.
Yeah, I think because we've
Uh,
already
yeah.
touched upon these themes, and what we always usually what we've done on our albums is like we have one song that's a bit longer, and we've got reincarnation already from our second album, and
Cool.
imagination on our last album.
Yep.
For this album though, we felt like we want to end the album differently because we wanted to feel like this feels like a new Shiraz Lane of sorts. So
Okay.
there's a brand new day. We can see the sun shining already. Just gotta keep on keeping on, as I say.
Yeah, good. Right. As you said. Yep. Um, so yeah, you're talking about some of your older songs. "To the Moon and Back" was actually my
Mhm.
very first song that I had found out about you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Hannes, it's awesome to have you here today to talk about In Vertigo, dropping Friday, October 24th via Frontiers Music. For everyone watching, there's going to be a pre-order link. It's going to be right below in the video description. And trust me, this is a record that hits really hard. You're not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to be first in line. Hannes, thank you again so much for taking the time to dive in with the record today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the time, and thank you for everything that you do for artists like myself. It's the modern day, the modern ways. This is perfect. I'm able to speak to people around the globe.
Yeah, I
That's so
appreciate
cool.
it. That's
Thank you
awesome.
so much.